Ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to the third qualifier against the odds, powered by Take TV and Naruto AC2. Of course, our German community and German casters. I'm here for you for the English casting, and we have a really good game here coming up. First of all, in the very first round, it is going to be a TVP between Carnage Esports Insane, and his opponent is going to be from Team Mousesports, Jack. So Germany versus Netherlands, great match here to start things off. Probably the best match in the very first round. Of course, you have some kind of uneven uneven players in their skill level, so it does differ here and there. But anyways, we have a great game here to start things off, and I hope you guys will enjoy it, as many players and many known players will of course participate today. Just to name some of them: Dignitas Bling, we have Goody from Team ESC, but also names like Dastro from the NA scene will be participating. So guys, just tune in, who just tuned in. We will start right now with our very first game here on Overgrove. And spawning to the top right side, we have the red Terran player from Carnage Esports. It is Insane. And his opponent spawning to the bottom left side, we have the blue Protoss player from Team Mousesports. It is Jack. So great game here to start things off. But before we go too much into detail about this very first game, I'd love to emphasize about a couple of things that remain in this tournament, as this is the third qualifier, and you definitely have only this very chance if you want to go for the open qualifier. Otherwise, there's another possibility. You either get invited, of course, if you are known to the community, but the main thing about against the odds is in fact that you have the chance to qualify by your ladder ranking. Where that means if you are pretty good in the Grandmaster League and one of the top rankings, you will get invited directly. That's as much as I can at least tell you guys. I have a closer look at this, of course, so you don't get too confused. Yeah, well, 6 invited as top 6 letter non-barcode EU players. So yeah, next to invites you have of course a lot of really good players participating. So looking forward to this, which will of course encourage also the European scene. But also something we don't normally see from Take TV too often is the online tournament. So no offline event whatsoever, but still, nonetheless, very interesting format. Maybe it will develop in an offline tournament if getting more and more popular. But anyways, we're gonna have a closer look now at this very game, as right now Insane tries to avoid this Nexus from going down. Is doing quite well with this, but actually Jack playing it very safe, getting up his neck out his Mothership Core and also the Stalker. So now he has the possibility to go a little bit more aggressive towards his opponent, but also wants to save his Zealot, that's for sure. But the Stalker, of course, will have out, and the Mothership Core will already go towards the national base, wants to deny the national base, as Insane does have one SCV on the low ground, building up the command center. It's gonna be tough to defend, to be honest, as he has no bunker on the low ground whatsoever, and already units streaming forward, with the probe even leading the charge. So only 2 Marines here to defend this off. And a lot of Chrono Boost has been done to this unit production, early unit production. That one Reaper wants to help out, but it's gonna be really tough. He's already losing one of the Marines, and the Stalker will fall as well. Very sloppy play by Jack. Losing the Stalker will give him the potential here to really kite the units a day and out, and in the end the command center is finished on the low ground, which is the main point here for Insane. And even though this will be a little bit tackled by the units here available from Jack, in the end I think Insane should be able to defend this. He's pulling some SCVs here to tank the shots, which is not too bad, waiting for a couple of more Marines, but now he needs to go for it. Otherwise he doesn't want to lose the command center, the orbital command rather, to this attack. So a lot of hit points actually been lost here to the orbital command, but I think like Jack didn't actually do the damage necessary. But nice time of going down, but actually he will lose the Mothership Core in the end, and also the Stalkers might actually need to retreat here for the moment. And a lot of SCVs actually going down as well as the Marines, but here comes the first Marauder. Therefore Jack in the end doing actually quite some good damage to Insane, and looking at the resources lost, it is just fine for now. But he doesn't want to lose another Stalker. He will lose another one. A nice focus fire though on the Marauder, so it is already really going up from the get-go with this early aggression from both the players. So really excited to see how this will, of course, advance, as both players have established a natural base. But of course Jack with a slight advantage here in the probe count, but we don't have to forget about the potential mule call as well, which will even things up. But huge misstep here from Jack. We'll lose another Stalker here against these Marines. Even though he can kite them all day long, it is still something you always need to look forward to, and also need to macro up behind this. So he will clear off the Marine count, which is not too bad for him for sure. But there are constantly Marines here streaming out. Insane. I don't know if that's the right choice. He will lose a lot of Marines in the process. So let's see. Army supply is pretty much even, but of course the Marines should not get lost here whatsoever. But we have Insane here in the middle of the map, trying to establish the map presence. At the same time, Jack already going for the production here with the Immortals and the +1 attack upgrade. He can straight up go for the +2 attack upgrade, which we probably going to see. Interesting enough, he's not deciding to go for the Robotics Bay, but the Templar Archive. So going for early and warp gate heavy unit composition, as it seems, might actually turn out to be a good choice. But we will see, as Insane might lose a couple of units here yet again, which is not that best choice, but he is at least sniping one of the Stalkers. With another sim he might lose a couple of units, but he will retreat for the moment, of course waiting for the first Medivacs here to join, which are quite a bit delayed, as Insane tried to go for a little bit of aggression, at least faking it out. But with the Observer, of course, Jack is really aware of what is going on, and upon seeing no Medivacs whatsoever, he has not to fear drop play and such strategies here from his turn opponent. So the +2 is halfway down. He's really chrono boosting it out, and therefore providing himself a timing he can probably attack with. He's going for storms very, very quickly. So this is actually a good possibility to have the AoE damage necessary against this Bioforce. but will he use it defensively, or will he in fact go for a timing? As we have 2 more gateways being added, and well, 5 gateways in total. I'm not sure. Okay, we have another gateway, so 6 gateway timing. This means a lot of aggression coming up from his opponent, and probably endgaming damage being done here. So Insane just checking for a 3rd base. He might be a little bit confused. Okay, my opponent didn't go for a 3rd, but I can go for mine, that for sure. But now Insane is trying to go for the attack, at least forcing the foe to an overcharge, but also Storm going down. So now it is revealed. How will Insane react to this though? He might want to go for a ghost, in fact, but oh my god, huge storm going down into the economy. Therefore 14 workers have been killed here in total. Something Insane definitely did not expect, even though he had the turrets in place. He was expecting maybe an oracle or so to be damaging the economy, but in fact with the storm drop, very nicely done here by the mouse player, and he's just keeping up the production. As we're seeing, he's back to a couple of pro production, which is kind of surprising to me. So he actually wants to go for a 3rd base, but it is quite late. Will he go for the attack first of all though? This is the question. Like, going for a 3rd and at the same time going for the attack makes him very vulnerable to the drop play, which we might be seeing from Insane. So here comes up the 3rd base, and the observer will see there the 3rd base is already being established. So that's why he goes for the attack, but at the same time we see Insane going for the counter. The 3rd base might have to be cancelled, and therefore I'm not sure if Insane can actually hold. He sees the movement out from his opponent, but the 3rd base for sure will be cancelled. This is a really nice move here by Insane. What will Jack do though? He does go for the recall. He's not committing to the attack, which I'm not really sure about. He should at least try to go for the 3rd base and then go for the recall, because now Insane is in a phenomenal position. And oh, this Immortal is needs to be very cautious not to get one-shotted here by the army. But we do see another counterattack here from Jack, going to the 3rd base, trying to go for the SCVs. But it is not enough, therefore the Insane army will reflect this from happening. So yeah, looks really good. Another storm drop going down to the 3rd base, but not really doing that much damage, as there is no economy yet established to the 3rd base. And looking to the worker count, in fact Insane has to rebuild a lot of workers to make this 3rd base even viable. And no 12 CLC Jack did not cheese, and huge storm did go down here on the army, and also the storm drop yet again, killing off a couple of more workers, so not that much damage. And oh, the units are actually pretty clumped. He needs to really be careful. Oh, huge storm going down here. Very well done here by Jack yet again. Marauders need to be so careful. A couple of units are going front, but he cannot really engage into the 3rd base, it seems. He's putting himself in a good position here defensively whenever the Zealots are moving forward. But I don't know if either player can really go move forward to go for a game-ending attack here. Pretty much only trading here one by one. And Insane might just have to retreat here for the moment. He cannot do that much damage. He has a lot of Marauders, which is actually kind of interesting to see. And investing a lot of gas into this, of course, as well. He's still trying to go for the attack, but huge storm going down yet again. The units are completely clumped. So I'm not sure if this is the strategy he really wants to go for. Another attack will be coming up here to the 3rd base from Insane, as Jack saw the army actually just in front of his 3rd base, and so a lot of SCVs will be going down, 21 now in total. And now Insane will decide to go back to his base. I'm really not sure what his game plan is here. He's going for the 2-2 upgrades, which is very nice. But at the same time, he really wants to establish this third base. This is something which will boost his economy by a lot. And Jack now saw a lot of SCVs being transferred, as well as the army just going back for now. And this war present really being very viable, going for the storm drops, going for this the zealot harass here, making it very viable for him. We do see insane action moving out right now. He has Ghost this time in the composition, but already Jack now with the transition to Colossi, and those were not scouted whatsoever. So no information about the Colossi, which will make it really hard here for him to engage into this. He has a lot of Marauders, which is pretty nice, so not that many Marines to make these Colossi really viable. But here goes this SCV train with the 2-2 upgrades. Might be the possibility here for Insane to finish the game off right now. And Jack is aware of these SCVs tanking up the damage. But look at the position here from Jack. This is really hard to engage into. And the High Templars are in front. And they can land huge storms right now. And also feedbacks maybe onto the Ghosts. But no, the Ghosts are a little bit faster. Both actually not in the best engagement here for Insane. He's running into these storms, but still going for it. Huge storms going down yet again on the Colossi with their AE damage and with their splash damage, doing tons and tons of damage. Jack in a 150 to 100 supply elite. He is doing really well for himself, doing a lot of damage, and the GG has been called. Jack takes this very game and the victory to advance to the next round. So really well done here by the Dutch player Jack, who made himself a big name in the last few months, I'd definitely say. And a very enjoyable game here, game 1 in the first round of the ATO qualifier. And really looking forward to more games here to come up. So now we're looking forward to our next player here that will be coming up here very soon. And I hope you guys are enjoying the show so far. And we might have a lot of really interesting plays. As I said, Destro, interesting enough, will be participating in this European-based tournament. Also we have Bly from Team Acer, Seed Revolution from the Academy team from Root. Then we got Chaps from Against All Authorities. As far as I know, he's a French player. Cascade player, EC player, a lot of different ones to play with. Well, Destro tried to invite me, but he actually invited me to a party, so that was kind of weird. I should have accepted the invitation to the party, but then I would like, okay, that doesn't work. And then he just started the game. Well, what can I do? So we just have to wait for the next game. Oh, we might have another one. And this one is going to be too interesting. We have a ZVP going on. And it is going to be Vaka from eStars, Esports Stars, I guess. Let me see. No, it's just eStars. So Electronic Stars, I'd say. Okay. So yeah, we're just waiting for this game to start. It's going to ZVP against esports star Waka, and his opponent is going to be Dignitas Blink. So great Protoss player from UK. And I don't think they will. Yeah, we just go for it. Well, okay. Okay, so the French casters will go for the Blink game, as Blink was kind of concerned about more games to be covered in different languages, even though. So we just wait for another invite. That's how we roll. So let's see who else we got in the list. Okay, we have EC Jacko maybe. Let's check the brackets for a second. So, we see Patience also playing. He's in the top bracket. Of course, I will link you the brackets here anyways. Someone asked already. Why no Vikings? The Vikings, I can tell you why he didn't go for Vikings. He actually didn't scout it. That's pretty much it. He was very delayed with the Viking production. Whenever he would have gone for the Viking production, he had to wait even longer, because Jack already had 3 Colossi. So you need at least 8 Vikings or so, or maybe 10 to really be. He had to have a very good count against these Colossi. So he was very stressed, in a stressed position where he needed to go for the attack. So yeah, it's hard to explain sometimes to the players that they actually should still stick to 2 casters at the same time, because it's really tough to go for the first few games and to cover them. So you have a lot of downtime until you actually get the first games here. Alright, we're just waiting. Until then, I would say just go for some music. Otherwise, I just tell you guys actually about some more players that will be participating. We have Edon Minus from Israel playing against Borden. You might want to catch this game as well. Let's see, who else? Then we have Beastie Cutie, a Terran player. Very well known from, I think, Slovakia or Slovenia. Sorry if I mixed that up, but I'm not 100% sure. CPU from Alien Invasion. And, well, a couple of players actually have disconnects. So we'll see. And we have also Millennium's Yogo, who is normally casting, will be playing as well. A Master Zerg player. Dignitas Tafel, of course, also a Zerg player. We got Ignite playing very well yesterday in the other ATO qualifier. So looking forward to his performance. Saxcree from My Insanity playing it out. Many more to mention. Lambu, Soke, Armani from Samsung. Very nice to see him play. We got Nomi, Jacko, and yeah, a lot of really cool names representing in this ATO qualifier, so we're looking forward to this. So, as we didn't go for the Dignitas Bly game, we just have to wait a little bit longer here until we start over to cast the very next game. But until then, I amuse you with some more epic StarCraft music. music, and yeah, see you in just a few minutes. Be right back. Alrighties, ladies and gentlemen, we have another game here coming up for you. And this time it is going to be a PvP against two Grandmaster players, and I am not too sure, but I think I casted them already. So really looking forward to this. And yeah, Borden from Qualifier is a Protoss player I've been following for quite a while, and I'm really happy for him to be in the Grandmaster this time, for the very first time. So he was Master for 15 times and already was very high and on NA ranking as well. So yeah, I would definitely really looking forward to how his performance will be. Still a very young player. So his opponent, of course, will be Cascade's Addon Minus, which I will just show you guys right there. Addon Minus, 6 times Grandmaster, so very experienced player from Israel. And looking at his ranking right now, he's ranked 17 in the Grandmaster ladder. And looking and comparison to all the barcodes, just if we just not ignore the barcode players and the fake Nanivas, this is like the top 10 pretty much in the ranking of the Grandmaster League. So this is really good. Just comparing to MC, TLO, Gunfu Banda, also a very strong player. It's a really good ranking. So I'm looking forward to this. PvP, of course, you never know. It can be very game changing with just small adjustments throughout the game, and therefore you never know how good actually a player who even has more experience can still lose to some random moves and misclicks maybe. So both players are ready, as it seems. Hope the game is about to start. Here we go. And yeah, there we have the countdown. And we are already in the second round, if I'm not mistaken, between these two players. So very looking forward to this. Who will advance and play versus Unsupedit, who already advanced, versus Cass. Very interesting. Former Empire player and now also Cascade player. Cass already out of the tournament, as it seems. So that's how stacked our tournament today is. And spawning to the bottom right side, we have the yellow Protoss player playing for co-op play. It is Borden. And spawning to the top left side, we have the purple Protoss player from Team Cascade. It is Addon Minus. And he definitely made himself a name at events such as DreamHack, and also in the WCS group round of 32. He showed you some really decent results. So of course this time we will have a closer look on him. He's probably under the top 10 here to advance to the and to qualify for the online tournament. Only the offline tournaments where he kinda had problems, so mostly in online events he showed himself like the best performance. We were talking about this yesterday with my colleague Seveg, who also said like Cass, for example, laddering tons and tons, and also in the online tournaments he feels very comfortable, like going with the flow, going with the ladder game, going instantly into the tournament environment and showing actually some really decent results. But of course, times are changing, and a lot of young players are rising, as Border, for example, who showed some really good PvP, especially. So we can expect quite a game here on a Deadwing, which will be cross position. So Don Minus will be going for a scout. So we'll see it eventually. And Goody from ESC also told me how important scouting can actually be, and also whenever you scout your opponent first. So we'll see how much information a Don Minus will get from his opponent, both going for an attack heavy path, as they did go for the simulators with a lot of probes here in the beginning, with 3 probes each. And this will either mean Twilight Council or a Stargate. And here we go, the Stargate going down here for Borden and the Mothership Core at the same time, and so does a Don Minus. So with the scouting information, Don Minus definitely will send out his Oracle just up on front his opponent. But did he see the Stargate? He did see it. Oh, well, look at that! Borden actually cancelling his Stargate and going for the Twilight Council. So will we see another scouting? We do see a Don Minus actually putting his probe here to hide and go for a second scouting information. As we see, the Stalker is rallied up on the front. Will it still see the probe? This is the question. And oh, he sees the probe, but the probe will be going in and sees the Twilight Council. This is a huge tell for Don Minus, and therefore the Phoenix has been cancelled and rather going for an Oracle right now. So this is really good decision making, and upon scouting, of course. Borden at the same time will go for the free Stalker play, and maybe even going for an expansion. Sorry, for aggression and not for an expansion. So Brigade aggression might be just coming up. Just 2 Stalkers here to defend things off against the Oracle that will be coming in. Will the Oracle actually spot the probe? This would be really good. No, he does not. So in the area of these 2 bushes, he will hide the probe here, that pylons, sorry, and will go for an attack. And here goes the Oracle, going right into the main base, and at least killing off the probes that are at the gas geyser, and actually only getting 1 kill, which is still okay, as it is still alive and might just go right back into this. And of course we will see how things will proceed, as we have an Immortal here going down for a Don Minus. He will might be even going for the Robotics Bay later on. But first of all, he really wants to defend against the Stalker, so maybe going for another Chrono Boost would be very important for him. There we go, another Chrono Boost, not being too greedy, and the Observer not yet scouting what is going on. He sees now the Stalkers, very important tell. Does he react in time? He will go down the natural base. There aren't that many Stalkers at the moment, so the Immortal should be just fine here to defend things off, and also the Sentry in the background actually not doing that much. I'm not sure with what this is all about, and therefore the Stalker is actually doing quite some damage onto the Immortal, losing a little bit of health only though. So will there be an additional warp in? We have a lot of sentries being warped in here defensively. And the Oracle, well, at least we're getting 3 kills, which is not too bad. But in the end, no aggression from either side. This is just some harass from Borden, maybe to go for a couple of probe snipes. But as the game will proceed, of course, Don Minus will get a lot of Immortals. And look at that! Borden going for the double Stargate here as an answer, and will probably start his Void Ray production here very, very soon. And this is actually a really nice answer to what we're seeing right now. And oh, that Oracle might fall. No, it does not. Very, very close to dying, but killing off another 2 probes, and it will get more and more viable throughout the game if it does stay alive. So the Mothership Core is still available here to go for a Photon Overcharge, and it might just do so. Oh, there's a hallucinated Phoenix, which is probably not what he really wanted to do. 6 HP though. Hallucination does not really do that much damage to really kill it off, but well, both really staying defensive, but a done minus upon not seeing what his opponent does in the main base is very, very important to know. And we do see the counter to his opponent's strategy, and it will be, oh, in fact, Zealot Charge, which is very interesting to see. Immortal with Zealots, which will completely encounter, of course, the Blink Stalker play here from Borden, but does not really help him too much here against the Voiders that are coming up right now for Borden. And I like the play. I mean, Borden is using of course, these Stalkers to be a little bit annoying, to maybe have a chance to go right into the main base at some point if he uses the Observer to his account. But actually he has no Robo, so this is still a little bit scary play here from Borden. He has no detection here whatsoever, so if a done minus had decided to go for DTs, it would have been a really tough defense for him. Let's see the third base, which is a really good tell, but at the same time, of course, the done minus will be moving out and see if his opponent did go for a third base to defend things off. So this pylon being scouted will be taken out eventually, and the third base being added here by Borden, who loves to go for the end game and who loves to go for the Stargate, which we are seeing right now. So this can actually hurt done minus really hard, because he didn't go for the blink but the Zealot Charge, and he added a couple of Archons, which are really good against his composition. But oh, the Mothership Core will go down. Really good snipe here by Borden. For the third base not having really that much potential to be defended, but of course the main army here still up in front, and also the Zealot Charge being revealed. So how will he react to this? He does go for a Robo right now. He has the +1 attack upgrade for his air units as well, but oh, he's hiding the Void Rays. Hallucination did still not see these Stargates, and this can be really devastating and will help Borden here to have actually a really good army composition. So the probes being transferred here to the third base already. They are pretty much even in supply, so no aggression here going on whatsoever. But looking at these Void Rays, they will stack up one by one. But this time the Warp Prism might scout this. The Warp Prism might just go into this, even though he wanted to go for the aggression, and will see the Void Rays. How will he react to it? He needs the he needs the High Templars, which I really like in this composition. But will it be enough? Whenever they are focused down, whenever the Void Rays are split and can do maximum damage against armored units, this will definitely help. And these couple of Stalkers will try to go onto this forge. But where are the defensive warp-ins? They really need to be happening right now. It's actually pretty close. If he micros his Stalkers at the same time, you might actually focus it down, but no blink micro here whatsoever. He could have really killed it, which would have been a really massive damage dealer. But here goes the attack, and the Voiders are attacking the Archons. They need to be so careful, and actually at the minus might lose a lot of units here. Archons not doing the splash damage necessary, and in the end, will he hold the third base though? It doesn't seem to be the case. Only the Void Rays had been established. At the same time, Adam Minus did go for the drop play at the same time. And this is looking really good here for Adam Minus, as he's empowering both of the Stargates. And oh my god, he is killing off so much into the economy. Where are the units for Borden? Where are his ground forces? Zealot's really crushing his opponent with this strategy. And only on one base remaining, he can't really do that much damage. This is horrible news here for Borden. As it seemed he had the right composition against all these Immortals, all these Archons. He couldn't do the damage he really needs against all these Zealots, which had been warped in, but wow, we do see carriers. We in fact see carriers here from Borden. I cannot believe this is still going on, I mean especially on one base. But he's trying to re-establish his bases here, right there, while Adon is playing it very safe, going for a 4th base, going for his +3 attack upgrade even. And in comparison to the other upgrades we see only the +1 for his air weapons. So not really what he needs. But I mean carriers, as long as he can resupply and go for even supply, I mean it would be very surprising if that works, and with the +1 air weapons. But what a comeback that might actually be. Problem is, at a minus, he's adding a lot of gateways, as we see right now. He can resupply really fast if he wants to. So let's see the structures. We have in fact 14 warp gates in comparison to only 3 warp gates here from Borden. At the same time, the minus adding a lot of pylons, so he really wants to go for the aggression right away, as we're seeing right now. But has Borden enough? I don't see this really the possibility. So many Archons being added, and also Stalkers also being added to the composition, which will help so much, especially with the attack upgrade. He can just one-snipe these Void Rays. I mean, he's spreading his units quite well, and going up the ramp might help him as well, but where are the units? He needs to attack right now. Photonova shot being activated. Adonimus going for the attack, going for the blink, offensive blink here onto these Void Rays, and the storms are helping out so much here for Adon minus. Void Rays being wrecked here so fast, and also all these Void Rays and carriers will go down in the end. GG and good luck being called here by Borden. Adon minus will advance to the next round. Yeah, what a game we were seeing here between these twos. And yeah, what can I say? Borden maybe not with enough time here to establish his army composition. He should have added a couple of Zealots and maybe even an Archon or two. Maybe going for a shield upgrade, which would have been even more helpful. Also to be more defensive in the early stages. Could have been a call, but it's tough to say. I'm not a Protoss player, especially when it comes to air units. So something you always need to consider. Is it really worth it? Is it really worth to go air units? Can it be a viable strategy? You need to kind of train this, and you don't really have that much possibilities in the ladder, for example, going for this kind of style. Especially against a very strong player like Adon minus. But nevertheless, it was a really entertaining game to watch, and something you don't normally see in a PvP. So, what else can we say to this? GG, and hopefully we see Borden next time. That's all I can say to that. Until then, until we have our next game, I will be updating you guys onto the bracket. And let's see who else did advance. And a minus will either play versus his teammate Davian or Mamba. Deathrow might be playing versus Tomicus, who actually defeated Little Cannon, which is a surprise. Tomicus is a strong Zerg player as far as I know. Zerg or Protoss? I think Zerg. And CPU versus Lulis. Well, let's join after Naruto one more time, as we have BCQT playing it out versus Hurricane. And Hurricane is he the Korean player? Korean Protoss player? Oh, I'm not too sure, but it might actually be the case. So that would have been that would be a really good game to watch. Might be him, in fact. Right. So we would probably go with this game. Unless we have another game here coming up as well. Just checking the brackets. San versus Jack, but not this San from Taiwan or Korea. So yeah, we just go for this one. And I think it's Hurricane, the Korean player Hurricane, who's a really strong player. And of course BCQT, one of my favorite Terran players, European Terran players. I haven't watched him for a very long time, as he did stop for quite a while. But whenever I hear BCQT, I think about siege tanks, because he loves siege tanks, and well, not too common in the PvT, but we never know. Let's jump right into this, as we have our first player here spawning to the bottom right side on King Seong Station. It is the Terran player, it is BCQT. And spawning up to the top left side, we have the blue Protoss player, and he goes by the name of Hurricane. Yes, it is Hurricane indeed. But which Hurricane it is, that's the question. Alright. Just testing something. Okay. Good. Well. Okay. Sorry guys. I was just checking to actually change it to best of one. So it is still a best of one as far as I know. But whenever you go to the round of 4, which is the quarterfinals, it is going to be best of 3. So, checking the brackets, it is actually the last best of 1 we are going to see. So, all or nothing. And by saying this, this is most probably the strategies from either player. Because, I mean, if you want to go for a macro game, which is something we normally would see also from players like BCQT, you really want to have a strategy that will be very strong, or at least safe in the first place, but trying to really finish your opponent off as soon as possible, and to just really play your most viable strategy against that race you trained against. And yeah, Skevke, the server are not down, but it seems like there is a login problem. So it took me like 5 minutes to log in. So it should be okay, but you just need to wait a little bit, or just retry it a couple of times. There's some issue with the I think concerning about the new patch that were released. But not too sure. So, we have that Reaper here denying the probe from scouting anything, and at the same time blocking off the natural base here. So is Hurricane aware of this? He did not see the engineering bay. He has the mothership called out though. And there goes the probe, wants to go for scouting information, but there comes also the Reaper. And now he will be very sad, as the engineering bay will block off his expansion. And can be super annoying, because he did skip that Zealot, and this is very important here now for BCQT, who is also going for with the Reaper into the base, which has not been scouted, and he might actually get another worker kill, at least denying a couple of mining time here. So it is actually working out for BCQT quite well. At the same time, he can just build up a couple of Marines. He knows, okay, the Monster Corps won't be aggressive here anytime soon. Did he go for the cancellation? Okay, yeah, he did. Okay, I didn't see it from his point of view, so it has been cancelled. Slight supply block here from BCQT at the same time, but it is just fine. He's going for more factories and more marines, yeah, to proceed. And well, the Master Core won't really do too much damage, especially the Stalkers that will be going to the other side of the map. Hurricane, as it seems, wants to go for a Blink Stalker attack. And here we go. He's straight up going for the Chrono Boost. Oh, that SCV might just die. Oh, the Marines actually did not engage this, because he's well aware of these Stalkers that might be coming up. Oh, the SCV will fall in the end. And, well, won't be happening too much. And oh, the Master Core will fall. No recall. Oh, that was very close. Oh, and it will fall. That's kind of sad. He could have gone for a recall. Would have been close, but I think, yeah, he didn't want to waste a full recall for that, but too bad for Hurricane, but well done here by BCQT, of course. And now seems like it seemed like Hurricane wants to go for a timing here with the blink, because he chrono boosted it directly afterwards. But with the Robo, he is choosing another attack path, and this seems to be, well, it can still be a timing with Blink Stalkers, but I feel like he wants to use it more defensively against drop play. So he's batting down a pylon for counterattacks, which is pretty nice. And didn't go for additional gas though. This is kind of surprising to me. So can still be a Blink Stalker timing, but here goes an attack here from BCQT. And he will drop into the main base, as it seems. Blink is not yet done. He will see it. And this is actually a nice little attack. He might be achieving something, but there are Stalkers to the natural base as well. I'm not sure if this is going to work. The Medivac has been sniped, therefore the Stalkers can help out at the same time. The Hellions though are in the natural base, but good surround here with the probes, and therefore the surface area actually not really able to do that much damage. Only 5 workers have been killed here in total, and very nicely defended by Hurricane. And I was asked if Hurricane is actually from Samsung Can. I'm not 100% sure. I was wondering about this as well. But I assume so, because his teammate Armani, also from Team Samsung, is playing in this cup as well, and it was known that Armani is playing in the tournaments, especially from Take TV already. So this, in fact, can be actually the Hurricane we know from the Korean scene. But as I said, I'm not 100% sure about this. But we go for an attack here to the natural base. He's sniping out a lot of these SCVs, and at the same time going for a third base. Interesting enough, not adding a forge or two. And we don't see any other tech here, to be honest. Like, this is something we don't see that often. And also the Twilight Council not being added, or Templar Archive rather. But no, here goes additional gateways. And now the robotics bay. Alright, so Blink Stalker plus Colossi it will be. So, BCQT now staying in a more defensive path, as he does not know about the Blink Stalker all-in. He's now a little bit of trouble, because he invested a lot into the Marauders, into the Siege Tank now, which is probably his... yeah, he always goes for the siege tanks, therefore something we do see very often, but at the same time Hurricane delaying this third base very much so. He has the Blink Stalkers, but just being annoying. We're getting picked off, but at the same time we have the drop play into the main base, which is a very nice move here by Hurricane, buying himself a lot of time, and even if he kills just the reactor, it can help him so much. And BCQT has been tricked by this very attack, and yes, he will kill the reactor, which is so nice. Not only will he limit the medevac count, but the Viking count. and will hurt BCQT so much. He's not only delayed in the third base, he also has a limited amount of medevac support. And another drop going down, not really doing that much damage, but at least keeping BCQT up in his base while he's going for a little bit of an attack. But Hurricane, what does he have in the base? He has a lot of Stalkers. He has the Hallucinated Phoenix, which won't scout too much. It will miss the army movement here by the slightest. Oh, he sees the medevacs, he sees the drop coming up, and the Stalker's already in position. This will not work here whatsoever. But he's trying to attack here from the downside at least. This looks really funny with the concussive shells and the shots from the Blink Stalkers. But in the end, no damage been done. BCQT in a lot of trouble right now. So the third base already being established by Hurricane, and also adding the armor upgrade for his for his gateway and his robotics units. And we might actually see BCQT going for the SV pull. I don't see how else this is going to work. He's trying to go for a third base, but no orbital command yet. And also, Hurricane already prepared for whenever the third base is coming up. So, in my opinion, he should have gone for the SV pull right now. But, really tough to say. There are already 2 Colossi on the field, and this is really tough to go for the SV pull. That's for sure. Observer is aware of this composition here. Moving onto the map. Siege tank is in position, but will it really help against this? He is going up on the map, on the ramp here, which is not really maybe the best decision, but in the end he will compete against this army. And as I said, the third base being delayed by so much, we do see Vikings actually trying to patrol here for the War Prism, which is now situated here to the south side, and still has the potential to go for the counterattacks. So we do see a Doom drop here coming, it seems like, into the main base. The Stalkers did move here back to the main army, as he's expecting a timing with an SV pull. But now BCQT playing it very safe, and he is at least trying to even things up in the macro. And looking at that, he's also going for the +1 attack upgrade here for his siege tanks, as it seems. And also for the Vikings, we don't have to forget, also they profit from this very upgrade. So no additional air upgrade here to mention. And now the Ghost being added, something a component he really needs to exploit, because he is behind. He is behind overall. And in the income, things are evening up. He's getting the gas income just like his opponent. But whenever Hurricane is maxed out with his +1 attack and +2 armor upgrade, he has a lot of potential here to end the game right away. But in the end, it does work for BCQT. I don't know how he can engage into this though. He really wants to punish his opponent to really go for this earlier third base, but now we have the fourth base, which is a crucial point here for his opponent. Can he defend this, or will he go for a timing at the same time, go for the attack? Because BCQT, he's being scouted by the Observer. Yet again, a great positioning with the Observer. And now he needs to fight his opponent head on, but he wants to go for a drop play. At the same time, we have the Stalkers, though, being attacking here. And, well, BCQT not really in the best position. He needs to kill his own rocks here to defend his opponents off, but at the same time, Hurricane actually attacking here to the south side. He knows his opponent's army is completely split off, and all the Ghosts, they don't want to fall. It's really tough here to engage. And a lot of Vikings already on the field, about 20 Vikings here to start things off. 16, 18 will it be in the long run? A couple of EMPs going down, but I don't think it is enough. Still 3 storms here available for Hurricane, and also defensive High Templars to make things even worse for Hurricane, for BCQT whenever he tries to go for a counter. But oh, the EMPs will land! Great EMPs going down, but at the same time still some storms are available. This is a huge timing here now for BCQT to attack this army. Vikings are landing, and a lot of Vikings did go down, and actually BCQT might actually fight this to his advantage. The EMPs were so important, and now BCQT with so much firepower with the Marauders, he will power through and he will defeat the army. Still, the supply is pretty much even. We have the support here with the Stalkers, but I have to say, BCQT putting himself in a really good spot and in an even stand against his opponent, who seemed like he had the advantage overall. But now with the +2 attack upgrade, he was in a better position to get his damage output, and therefore now Hurricane in a worse spot than I thought. 4th base is coming up, and we do see the nuke timing as well here for BCQT. He might just go for this to arrest the 4th base all day long, something we did see between Grubby and Happy in the WCS round of 32 quite a lot. And there goes the drop into the natural base. There aren't that many units, but there will be High Templars. He needs to be very careful. The High Templars are attacking right now into this, and oh my god, the GG being called. I'm not sure what this was all about. It seemed like BCQT still had the chance here to come back into this game, but he decides to GG out. Wow. Very surprising to me, this decision making, because if we're looking at the graphs, he was at one point in the fight, he was even ahead, and it wasn't that uneven in supply. Like, he had a great fight in the end there, and I don't feel like he had to GG out there, to be honest. It was a mistake maybe to go for this all-in-ish drop play, but I don't feel like this was a game-ending damage here. So I don't know. Still something don't see that often. Oh wait, was it? Let me check. Was it best of 3 though? Nope, it was still the best of 1. So we will just stick to this one. Just asking the score. Okay, 0-0. Very nice. And it is a quarterfinal. It is the first quarterfinal, and it is going to be a TVP. Straight up action here on Poison TV, as we have our next game here already coming up. And it is again Cascade player. Huh? Best of 1? Wait. Oh, sorry. Yeah, this is still a best of 1. How do I change the best of 1 though? I actually don't know. So, guys, don't get confused by my overlay. It is a best of 1 still, and it is going to be Cascades Aerotox spawning here to the bottom left side, or rather the left side, 9 o'clock position, and spawning to the 5 o'clock position we have Mouse Jack. So another great opportunity here for these two players to fight it out. PvT this time. Looking forward to this, of course, as Jack did show some great performance in that PvP series before. Was it PvT? Wait, Jack in the first round. Guys, help me out. Who did play in the first round? I think I posted it in the chat. Jack. No, I just said first game coming up. I actually can check it in the bracket itself. Insane, exactly. It was a PvT. Yeah, that was very exciting. So again, he has a chance here to advance forward. Aerotax, I don't know too much about him, but I saw him in the Go for SC2 tournaments. So maybe you guys can tell me something about him. Cascade for sure did put themselves in the scene in the last few months, getting names like Dimaga, Cass, And now also, yeah, air attacks, which is very exciting to see. An interesting opening here for air attacks, going straight up for the reactor to the barracks, not going for the Reaper opening, but of course being very safe against early attacks of motherships and mothership core, and of course the Stalker harass in the early stage. Jack at the same time will probably cancel the Zealot. Nope, he will go for an attack as it seems. Plus the Stalker. Oh, it's going to be double Reaper. Alright. Okay, didn't see that coming. I thought like double Marine plus Factory already. No, double Reaper into his expansion. Something we don't see that often, but can be very viable. Especially if he keeps up the Reaper production, to be honest. Something Jack won't probably expect. But still going for the offensive part. Will he catch the Reapers though? Yeah, they will meet here in the middle of the map. Here we go, the Reaper will fall though. Oh, so close. 6 HP here onto the Reaper. And he needs to defend with the Reapers right now. He needs to defend against this. SCV going down as well. Very nicely done here by Jack. And of course now the Zealot and the Stalker here moving forward, denying the natural base. Very, very important move here. And he might even have to cancel it, I'm not sure. But there are a lot of Reapers right now. They're trying to focus down the Zealot and the Stalker. Nicely saved though. 6 HP. Yeah, he might have to cancel it. I don't think there is a way to defend this off. He's still trying to go for the attack. He's still trying to go for it. And, oh, well, he might actually defend it. He loses the Reaper in the process, but at the same time, a lot of units might fall here as well. The SCV is actually killing off the Stalker, while, well, it's still not too bad. I mean, he's still denying that natural base from going down, and killing a SCV and a Reaper in the process as well. It's not too bad, and you can still go for it. Oh, SCV again being sniped. This natural base will never come up, as it seems. And, well, the Mother Core needs to be saved. Nice macro by Jack, and putting himself in that early stage in a very, very comfortable position, already having up his natural base. It's still being annoying. I mean, he might lose another Stalker, something a little bit sloppy we saw on Overgrowth against Insane, and oh, the Mother Core will follow as well. An overstanding play here, and will lose a Stalker in the process. Wow, this is not too good in the end. Now, no units here available to defend this off, and Mothership Core is on the way, but there won't be any photon overcharge. And if Heritax decides to go for an attack right now, or maybe going for one Marauder and a couple of Marines, he might do actually quite some damage. Reapers, though, are now on the way, trying to get some scouting information from Jack's base, as he is having his armor on the Grey as well as the Observer to get more scouting information. And there go the Reaper into the main base, going for more scouting information. He's trying to get a couple of probe kills at the same time, but, well, this is the main information he really wants to have. And is he aware of the expansion though? He's assuming it, but he is not aware of how many probes actually mining. And this is something he should have considered, like sending out one Reaper here and one Reaper there. Could have been the better choice. But in the end, things are evening up so far. Artex, of course, a little bit delayed here to his natural base. But unit-wise, well, he's catching up and having already an army supply lead. The Observer will be taking out at the same time. Very nicely set turret there, but of course sloppy from Jack not seeing that Observer being in front of that turret. And going for a greedy third base, but Same time moving out with a lot of Marines and with the +1 attack upgrade as well as the stim pack, he might in fact do a lot of damage, and Jack is not aware of this coming up. He sees the stim pack is probably on soon done. He should have gone for it, but well, will scout around, but doesn't really see a lot, and now he's aware of the Marines coming up. There's not that much here for Jack here to defend, but the force field will have him out so much, and also the photon overshot that has been done just in time. So Marines all been stimmed. Something he should have considered beforehand, but observers seeing, okay, this is the timing of the starport. I won't be expecting medivacs in the next... I will be expecting the medivacs in about 2 minutes. That's what he's telling himself, but the observer, he will see the third base if he's scouting it though. Is there a scan going down though? Doesn't see it yet. Oh, he's not going for a scout. What's going on? Well, he will see it eventually, but decides to go for, yet again, this kind of style without Colossi in the earlier game, so rather going for the Twilight Council with the Zealot Charge and a Storm upgrade for his High Templars. Now the orbital has been scouted, but will it be enough? He's moving out with most of his army, with the first 2 medivacs here being available, and the scan going down, clearing off that observer at the same time. Jack will be going for his own counter-attack, and not that many defensive here to start things off. So many warp gates here being added to the composition, and it seems like Jack wants to go for the timing yet again. Oh, the warp prism was just in range of that turret, therefore late reinforcements here to really start things off, and he will retreat here in the end. Cannot really do that much damage. And arrow attacks at the same time. Might go for a drop play himself. Of course he needs to be careful about these High Templars with the Storm available. But well, with the distraction move he might just do a little bit of damage. Warp Prism will come away, which the new upgrade will be able to move around and, well, distract his opponent, to let a couple of units here in the main base as well. Pylon has been cleared just to deny the counter aggression here as well. And now it is Jack going for the attack here. As we're seeing right now, he might just want to finish the game right here, right now. 2-2 just about to be upgraded, but I'm not sure if this is what he needs. And there are Vikings on the way, but he doesn't really need the Vikings. He needs more medivacs. He needs support for his bio army. He has a good position here to engage, but is it enough supply? We have the SCVs being pulled at the same time. He knows this is a timing attack he cannot hold without Storm. Oh my god, the Storm's just hitting so hard at the same time. But he's losing his Mothership Core at the same time, not really having that much tanking units here anymore. This Immortal is staying strong though, and he is moving forward. He's moving forward with the +2 armor upgrade actually being just the right decision against the Marauders, and the Zealots just taking so many shots. The Archon is now just able to do the damage necessary, breaking through the force fields, and it seems like Jack, with the right decision making, going for this timing and going for the game-ending damage here. Very, very well done. And air attacks not with the initial forces here to hold the things off. Very well done. GG, good luck. That is the call here in the end. And therefore Jack will advance to the quarterfinals here of the ATO qualifier number 3. So well done. And, well, what can I say? Very exciting game to watch. So now we're going into the really interesting, yeah, really the interesting spot in the bracket where the quarterfinals will begin, of course. And of course the first best of 3 series. Sorry, there was a phone ringing in the background. So yeah, we have Dominus either playing versus CPU or Atomicus in the first qualifier, in the first quarterfinal. Then we have Shaq and Aerotax, of course, will either play versus Motion or Ignite. Bling versus Bly. Wow, this is a great game to watch. And I hope we still will see this very game. And yeah, that would be a great game to watch. I'm really looking forward to this. But we might as well see Nomi actually playing it out. Well, at least let's check if Nomi's still playing. He's in game, so he's at the moment playing versus Mishu, which we casted yesterday. So we will get an invite for Bling versus Bly, which is a great game to cover. But until then, we just gonna have a short break, guys. So please stay tuned. This is Poison TV. My name is Gentle Giant, and you are watching the ATO Qualifier number 3. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to the ATO Qualifier number 3. My name is Gentle Giant and I'm here to present you another great game here. It's going to be the first quarterfinals. And yes, this time it is a best of 3. And I present you the first player spawning here to the bottom left. We have none other than the Acer player. It is Bly. And spawning to the top right side, we have the blue Protoss player from Team Dignitas. It is Bling. Alrighty, so we have a great PvZ series coming up right now. And of course, I hope you guys can enjoy it as much as I do. Great players here we have against each other. One of the bigger names here in the European scene. And a lot we saw in the Acer Team Story Cup as well. If any of you guys watched the Acer Team Story Cup, this is a team-based league where Team Dignitas, of course, and Team Acer did their performance, but of course Team Acer a little bit better than Team Dignitas, making it into the finals and then even defeating Team Liquid, securing their spot, their first spot in, well, their also same equally named tournament. But anyways, we have hopefully a little bit of background music here going on as well. And well, Bly going actually for a very fast gas timing here. Was it even the 14-14 as it seems? Might actually be the case, and Bling sees there is no expansion going up, and therefore with a very fast speedling upgrade will be punishing his opponent if he is not careful. But here goes the cybernetic score as well as the Zealot that will be coming up. Something you don't see that often is that wall up, and very important here for Bling to defend against this timing here from his opponent. And the probe will be taking out here as well. No additional gas being mined from, so no bust or something like that. Something we really rarely see at all. And oh, even this probe even trying to deny this natural base from coming out, but also delaying these Zerglings from doing actually any damage. So the speedling upgrade is on the way, and also 6 additional Zerglings. But upon Bling, upon seeing... Oh, Bling actually did not see the gas timing. This is huge. But oh, and actually he probably saw the drones. He should be aware of this coming up. And therefore he will go for another Zealot as well as the Mothership Core. But can he hold this natural base? This is the big question. As there are a lot of Zealots here, Zerglings, sorry, coming up to the natural base. Getting that pylon as well is actually a huge tell, and oh, he's trying to go for the base, and he will get it. Oh, almost got a surround here onto Zealot. And well, the Mothership Core helping out very much. He did kill the Zealot in the end, but not that much damage here really been done as Bly might have expected. So I don't know if this is really helping Bly here too much. The Zealots at least will be trying to go for these links, as the links will actually happen to come into the main base. A little bit of a mistake here from Bling, and now he will actually lose quite some probes. A little bit of a misstep here from Bling, and therefore loses a lot of probes in the process. 7 workers have been killed here in total. And the Zealots, well, they can defend this, but more Zerglings are streaming in, and the natural base therefore a little bit exposed at the same time. There will be photon overcharge to the natural base, but at the same time, Bly being very yeah, annoying with the probes. And he might actually kill some more He's of course being very active onto this, but at the same time he's really macroing up behind. No, he's actually going for more Zerglings, so he really wants to kill off that natural base. So very aggressive start here from Bly into this best of 3 series. And I mean, well, this will actually work out, because Bling is reproducing a lot of probes. He knows, okay, he did lose quite some. He is in the lead at the moment. But at the same time, we do see Bling actually going for the attack, and he will try to snipe that natural base. At the same time, the probes actually attacking. He will go for a surround. He should have gone for the probes maybe in the first place. But oh, the sentry also going down in the end. The natural base will be sniped. This is a really, really huge, and also the force field's actually helping out Bly at the moment. Oh, he did not go for the Nexus. That might have been a mistake. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. This might have been a huge mistake right now. But here go the Lynx again. He will try to go for the snipe. It's actually pretty close. Will he in fact go for it? Yes, he does. Very close fight, but the Lynx are enough to clear things off, and even getting a scout here into the main base, seeing the chrono boost onto the Stargate, and is well aware of what is coming up. He has a Spore Crawler, he has a Queen here in place to defend things off. And I have to say, I don't know if Bling can really recover from this damage. Nexus yet again might just yet fall. Here it goes with the cancellation. Oh my god, he's going into the main base yet again. Bling must be feeling awful with this attack. Mothership yeah, Oracle didn't do any damage. GG has been called, and very nicely done here by the Acer player. Very surprising victory over his opponent. And, well, there will be another game here shortly afterwards. I'm just checking if it is in fact best of 3. Yes. And we should get an invite. Okay, we're good to go. We're good to go with the second game, and this time it's going to be on Overgrowth. So another great map to get things off. So let me just check here for a moment. Alright, cool. Good! Overgrowth, Bling versus Bly. And of course, now Bly with the potential to advance right into the semi-final. So let's see how this is going to work out for him. As we have the Zerg player here. Spawning to the top right side. Playing for Acer, it is Bly. And spawning to the bottom left side, we have the blue Protoss player. Playing for Dignitas, it is Bling. Alrighty, so Overgrowth, probably the most played map overall, kind of feel. Next to King Sejong Station, maybe? And Nimbus? But probably my favorite map, also when it comes to this gold base, which sometimes has been taken to go for a timing. Something either player will actually seek to go for. But of course there's a lot of strategies where you can punish this gold base and counter aggression. But nevertheless, this is going to be another very interesting game. And oh my god, Bly is going for the natural. He's going for the block, and Bling is seeing it. Bling sees exactly what's going on, and this will be defended by Bling, I feel. I mean, there's another drone going for his own expansion before going for the pool, interesting enough. Interesting. So, whenever this hatchery gets cancelled, you might see actually a counter-attack here by Bling. This is, of course, a little bit annoying to pull off the probes to get onto the hatchery. But at the same time, we have to consider Bly is very late with his pool. He even starts things out with gas first. So he goes to pool, and Bly might try to go for an EVA chamber, but he will cancel this for sure. Yeah, he tried to go for an EVA chamber right afterwards, but not doing that in time. Oh, he wants to go for another hatchery block. Nope, it won't be happening yet. And now Bling, as I said, with the potential of a counter-attack here. He has another zealot, he might actually send it out, because there's no possibility for Bly to do any damage yet. But I like the choice to go for the early speedling upgrades. This might actually happen. Oh, look at that! He's going for the gold base at the same time! Really fancy play here by Bly. Not only going for the hatchery block, but also for the gold base. So this is something you don't see that often. Very gimmicky play, but it might in fact work out for him if Bling is not scouting this at all. So he's checking for that base, and well, he's aware of the potential of a gold base, so he might actually go for the scouting. Where is he sending out his pro though? Okay, he might actually go for his own proxy pylon, as it seems, but these zealots here trying to do some damage. A lot of Zerglings on the way to defend this off, of course, but it won't be that effective, I feel. But oh, this is a good surround actually for Bling. Also the Queen will be helping out, so he's defending this quite well, microing a couple of his Zerglings, and at the same time the Zerglings trying to go to the natural base. Quite some Zerglings that are on the field, and oh, this gateway has to be cancelled. Just in time here for Bling. Very well done. Also the force field helping out. But is it enough to break through here? Bly doing so quite well so far, and it seems like Bly has to retreat for the moment. Nope, you got a couple of more Zerglings, and well, he's trying to get at least a pylon, but I don't think it is too worth it. Well, oh, even another one, but this time Bling did defend this quite well, and will just build up another pylon. Even two pylons here at the same time. But at the same time we do see Bly actually establishing this gold base and will have an income boost, and therefore have the possibility to even go for more Zerglings. Now retaking on the gas at the 7-minute mark, something which is quite seems like quite delayed, but considering the bases that had to be taken so much later than normally. I wonder if Bling is in fact going for a timing and 2 bases. He might even decide to go for a robo and the immortal push. Wouldn't be at least too surprised about this, but at the same time Bling is supply block. Okay, he was at least a supply block for a second. He wants to go for a little bit of an attack. He's chrono boosting his gateways. Where is the probe? There's one probe, maybe to go for a pylon, but oh, the Zerg is seeing the probe. Very, very important. And well, he's aware of the gold base. That's why he's choosing to go for this timing, to at least block off a bit of mining time. Spine Crawler is in the making. Will he be in time though? There are a couple of Zerglings, not that many though. Good position here for Bling to do a little bit of damage. But he needs to save his mothership core at the same time. Mining is denied. Very important here for him. Zerglings try to get a good surround. He might be able to go for the sentries, but where's the recall? No recall yet. Very close to go for the recall. He almost lost the mothership core in the process, but it was just succeeding here, and at least denying the mining here, just a tiny bit. Didn't really kill any workers, but it will definitely help him out here to really stabilize in the game. Still, Bly is using this map awareness to go for maximum income boost. He's almost getting 2,000 minerals per minute, which will provide him to get a lot of drones out,